In the previous video, we created a general admission event, and it is already active and ready to sell. It was very easy and fast to create a general admission event. In this video, I'm going to introduce the assigned seated events. We are going to use a tool called Seating Chart Designer that helps us design a seating chart for our venue. So let's start with some background information. To create an assigned seat event, we should first create a venue. Then we have to design the seating chart for the venue. Then we create an assigned seat event that uses this venue, and last, we add tickets to the event. If the venue or the seating chart exist, I can reuse the existing venue and skip the first two steps. For this example, I'm going to reuse the venue we created in the previous video, Demo Venue, and I'm going to add a seating chart to it. So let's go to the Events menu and Venues. I'm going to search for the venue we created in the previous video, Demo Venue. I'm going to edit the venue, and here is all the information. Here's the button to open the Seating Chart Designer. I'm going to click on this button, and it opens up the Seating Chart Designer in a new tab. Remember that the seating chart is attached to a venue and not to an event. So when we design a seating chart, we do not have the price categories in mind. We're just creating a seating chart for the venue. Using this approach, we can reuse the seating chart for all the events in this venue. Obviously, pricing structure may vary from event to event, and this is why we don't consider pricing at this step. Okay, there's some useful hints here on the page to get me started. Click anywhere in this box to add a section. Then use the mouse to drag them around or resize them or change their setting using the gear icon. Now please note that for the amphitheater style seating charts, the stage should always be at the bottom of the screen, and the first row you add in each section is the closest row to the stage. Okay, let's click here in the box. Basically, this area is the area where we design our seating chart. It is scrollable to the right and scrollable to the bottom, so you won't run out of space. You probably have your venue's seating chart on a piece of paper. So first rotate the seating chart so that the stage is at the bottom. Then we start from the section at the most top left and we create that section. Then we move to the section to the right, and then we go to the next row of the sections. Remember that this area is only scrollable from right and bottom, and if you don't start from the top leftmost section, you may run out of space or end up having a lot of space and will need to move all your sections. There are 4 different types of objects that you can add at any location on this seating chart. The first object is called section. A section is what you usually see in an amphitheater style venue. There are rows of seats and each seat has a number. This is what we call a section. The second object is called General Admission Section. If there are areas in your venue that are not assigned seating, you should use General Admission Sections for those areas. For example, you may have a standing section in a theater. Another example is you may want to sell the orchestra level of a theater as assigned seating and balcony as general admission. General admission sections allow you to have events that are partially assigned seat and partially general admission. The third type of object you can add to a seating chart is a table. Tables are usually used for dinner-style or round-table events or as tables in a nightclub. The last type of object that you can add to a seating chart is called a shape. Now, shapes are used to indicate the location of the stage, bar, dance floor, or the playing field. So let's get started with designing the seating chart. In this example, I'm going to start with adding sections. I click on an empty space in the seating chart area and click on Section. There are a few fields I have to fill to add my section. Now the first thing is Sales Priority. Sales Priority is a number usually between 1 to 10 that indicates how preferred this section is relative to other sections. Usually sections closer to the stage and in the center of the venue get priority of 1, and sections far from the stage and to the far sides of the venue get higher numbers. These numbers help the system find best available seats for the user. For this section, I'm giving it a sales priority of 4 because I'm starting from the top left, which is the furthest section from the stage. Enter the section name, balcony right. The next field is the alignment. It basically indicates if the rows in this section are aligned to the left, right, or center. Next is the sales preference. Sales preference indicates whether the seats to the left of this section are more desirable or the seats to the right. Again, this helps the system to find and assign the best available seats to the buyer. Since this section is to the left of the stage, seats that are to the right are closer to the stage and more desirable. So I'm going to choose right to left here. Okay, let's add this section. The section is added here, and now I have to add rows to this section. So I click on Add Rows. Row A from set 1 to 20. The arrangement and order of seats are different from venue to venue and from section to section. Some sections have only odd seat numbers or even seat numbers, while some have all the seats. I'm going to choose all seats for this section. Then there is the order of seats in the row. All the values in this drop-down are based on left to right order of seats, and from left to right they're ascending. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they descending 4, 3, 2, 1? Some venues have seat number 1 in the middle and then odd seats to the left and event seats to the right, or vice versa. In that case, you would select either 5, 3, 1, 2, 4 or 4, 2, 1, 3, 5. In lots of venues, the right section has seat numbers descending and the center and right sections ascensioning. So for this section, I'm assuming that my seats are descending from left to right. So I choose 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to add the row, and you can see the row appears in that section. To make sure the ordering and arrangement of the seat are exactly the same as the seating chart, I hover over this row so that the seat number appears, and I verify that they are exactly as I intended it to. So it is A20, 19, 18, 17 up to A1. Now that the first row is correct, I can continue to row B and the rest of the rows. It's much faster now that we already have set the ordering. I just change the row number to B, and if the number of seats in row B is different than row A, I can just adjust the seat numbers. Let's say row B has one more seat, so I change the 20 to 21 and then add the row. I am going to add row C with 22 seats and row D with 23 seats. Okay, for this example, let's assume that all sections have only 4 rows. If I hover over the rows to see the seats, as you can see, they are aligned left. This is how we set it when we first created the section. If I need to change it, I can click on the gear button, click on Edit Section, and this is the information I entered originally. I can edit any of the settings here. For example, I can change the alignment to right align, and it will change the alignment of the seats in the section. I created the balcony right section, and the seats are aligned to the right now. Now I'm going to add another section here. I set the sales priority to 3 as this section is more desirable comparing to the previous section as it's in the center of the balcony. So the name is Balcony Center. The alignment is centered. And since this is a center section, left and right seats are as good, so the sales preference doesn't actually matter for a center section. I'm going to put left to right and add the section. Click on Add Row. In this section I have 4 rows. All the seats ordered ascending from left to right and starting from 101. Row name A. The seats are numbered 101 to 110. Add row. Hover over and verify on the seating chart. Add row B, 101 to 112. Row C, 101 to 113. And row D, 101 to 114. Okay, so we added section 2, and now I'm going to add another section for balcony left. I notice that my balcony left is very similar to the balcony right. Same number of rows and seats. The only difference is the name of the section, the alignment of the seats, and the sales preference. So instead of creating a new section and adding all the rows, I can save time by duplicating my balcony right section. I just click on this gear button, click on Duplicate Section, and I can get a duplicate section for balcony right. I drag it over here, click on the Gear and Edit section, change the name to balcony left. Change the alignment to left align, and change the cell preference to left to right. So there we go. We just added 3 sections. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to add some tables here. So let's assume that in the front row we have some tables. I'm going to click here. Click on Add Table. Set the sale preference to 2 as it's closer to the stage comparing to the sections we added. And set the name to Table A. There are 12 seats on this table, so I'm putting them from seat 1 to seat 12. I choose the shape of the table, round, square, rectangle, or corner table. I'm going to select round and add my table. I can resize the table using this corner. And I need 3 more tables the same as this one, so I'm going to duplicate this table and drag it over here. Again, duplicate and drag. Duplicate and drag. I am also going to add one big rectangular table with 40 seats. Table E, seats 1 to 40. I'm going to resize it to make it a little bigger. I'm going to use drag and drop to arrange them perfectly. So this is table A. This duplicate is automatically named A2, so I have to edit each duplicate table to change the name to B. This is table C. And this is table D. So we just designed the table area. So let's say we also have a standing area. I'm adding a general admission section. The sales priority is probably 5. These aren't the best available tickets as they are standing room only. So I name it standing. The maximum capacity of this standing area is 200 people, and it will be rounded corner, square. I'm going to make it bigger to cover all this front area. Now let's add the stage. So I'm going to click on Add Stage, call it a stage. I want to use a rectangle for that, and click Save. I can resize and adjust the location. I also want to show the bar area, so I add Shape, call it Bar, and move to here. So we can drag and drop and resize the objects on the seating chart. We can also rotate any object. I should hover over the gear button, click on the gear button, and click on Rotate Shape. And now I can move this slider to rotate my bar to make it vertical. Or maybe these sections are not all horizontal, so I can click on this gear, click on Rotate Section, rotate this section a little bit. Click on this one, rotate section, and rotate it a little bit. And last, using the zoom slider at the top, I can resize my whole seating chart to make it best fit on the screen. In this demo, for the purpose of training, we added all types of possible sections to our seating chart. Now you should be able to create any type of possible seating chart, an amphitheater, an arena, a dinner-style venue, or a nightclub. That is it for the seating chart designer. All my changes were getting saved as I was making them, and now we're ready to create the event. Please note that as soon as you assign tickets to the seats in the seating chart will not be editable anymore. So make sure that your seating chart is complete and error-free before continuing to the next step. To create a new event, I go to Administrative, Events, Events. I click on Add Event here. I'm going to call it Assigned Seated Demo Event. Secondary name is optional. I'm going to leave that empty. I'm going to use the default promoter, myself. The event date, let's put it for next month. The start time, 9 p.m. I want to start the sale immediately, so I leave the sale start date to today. And we want to keep selling tickets up to 11 p.m. on the event date, which is actually 2 hours after the start of the event. For the venue, I already have created the venue, so I just type in a few letters of the venue name. And it shows up. Currency is US dollars. Categories are optional. Seating type is very important. I change it to Assigned Seats and check the active checkbox. I can add more information about the event as well as additional photos and videos in the description box. Delivery method. I am going to offer both will call and printed e-tickets. The return policy, let's have no return policy for this event. Pictures, I'm going to browse and upload my flyer. And I hit save. So the event has been created successfully. I can go to the home page in a new tab to see my event. Yep, there it is, created right there. I click on the ticket button, and as I expected, it is showing the seating chart, but there are no tickets available as we haven't added any yet. So I have to go back to my Edit Event tab, go to the Tickets tab, and click on Add Update Tickets. And start adding tickets to my seating chart. To add tickets, I have to select the section first. I see all my sections and tables in this drop-down. Balcony right, balcony centered, balcony left, table A, B, C, D, E, and the standing room only section. I choose balcony right first, and I can see all the rows in this section in the next two drop-downs. I'm going to have tickets in the first two rows at $40 and the next rows at $30. So I choose row A to row B. I have to create a new price section for my $40 tickets. I click on Add Section button. You are probably familiar with this dialog from the previous video. I can give it a name like VIP or Front or $40. Set the buying price, the face price, and the service charge, very similar to what we did for the general admission event. As you know, the buying price is for the resellers. Basically, if you buy the tickets to resell online, then you can specify how much you're going to pay for the tickets. It can be a certain dollar amount, or it can be like 90% off the face price. The face price would be $40. I'm going to add 15% in a service charge. My total cost for selling the tickets, including the Ticketor cost and the payment processing cost, is probably around 5 to 6%. So by setting the service charge to 15%, not only am I not paying any cost for ticketing, I'm also making an additional 9% of my ticketing. I add this price section. If I have price variations for my $40 tickets like senior price or student price or early bird price, I can click on Add Ticket Variation and then add those variations. Let's add a student price variation at $35, which means $5 discount for students. So the ticket name is Student. Description is Student ID required at the entrance. Face price is $35, and again 15% charges. Then I'm going to click on Add Tickets. and it shows me the number of tickets added. And I can also see on the seating chart that the first 2 rows in my balcony right now have tickets available. Now I want to add row C and D at a different price. So I select row C to row D here. I can see that the $40 price level I created before here, but I need to create a new price level. So I click on Add Section again. Fill out the fields. Set the face price to $30, and again 15% service charge, and Add Section. And I click on Add Tickets. Tickets added. I can see them on the seating chart, and as you can see, each price level is displayed in a different color. The guide here explains what each color actually means, what price variations are available for each price level, and any description for the price. I'm going to add tickets for balcony center and balcony left. Balcony center, row A to B. I'm going to choose price level $40. The price already exists, so I don't have to create a new price section. I just select it from the list. Add tickets. Balcony center again, row C to D, $30. Add tickets. Balcony left, row A to B, $40. Add tickets. And balcony left, row C to D, $30. Add tickets. So this is how my seating chart looks. Now I can add tickets to each table and also to the standing room only section exactly in the same way. So let's add tickets for a couple of tables. Table A, from seat 1 to 12, I'm going to specify a new price. I'm going to call this section VIP. Includes dinner and unlimited drinks. Face price $200 and a service charge of $15. Add section. Add tickets. 12 tickets added. And as you can see, now this table is colored and the guide displays my VIP price. Let's add some standing seats as well. I'm going to the standing section. Let's add just 20 tickets for this section. I'm going to add a new price level as well, call it standing, set the face price to $20, and the service charge again 15%. Add section. Add tickets. The section is now colored, which means that there are seats available here. And there is a colored coded price in the guide. So we're all set here. The event is now ready to sell. Let's see how it looks to the user and what the user experience is. So we go to the home page by clicking on tickets here. Event demo assigned seated. I am going to click on the tickets button. The seating chart is displayed here. I have 2 options to buy a ticket. I can either ask the system to give me the best available seat in a price level, or I can pick my seats from the seating chart. For the first approach, I select that I need 2 tickets and I need the price to be $40. And when I click on Find Best Available Seat, the system will find 2 seats for me and it adds them to my shopping cart. They're $40 each, and here are my seat numbers. And I can also see the seats on the seating chart. The system finds me the best available seats based on the sales priority and sales preference we set while designing the seating chart. And if I don't like these seats, I can simply delete them from my shopping cart. And pick the seats from the seating chart. So let's say if I want to buy these two seats, the ones in the center, I click on the row, I select that I need 2 seats in this row, and I choose that I need the center seats. As you can see, I got these 2 seats in my shopping cart. I also want to add some VIP tickets from this table. 2 tickets from this table. Added to my cart. And maybe I need some standing tickets, so I'm going to click on the standing room only section. I need 3 standing tickets. My shopping cart displays all the tickets I added. I can click on Continue Shopping to go back to the list of all events and add tickets for other events, or I can proceed to checkout. To make the payment and finalize the sales, I choose my delivery method, the printed e-ticket or will call. Here is my total face price. Here is my total service charge, which is actually the 15% of the total face price, and my total. If I have a promotional code or a coupon, I can apply it here. I can pay by my Visa or MasterCard, or I can pay with PayPal. Both options are available here. To pay by credit card, I just have to fill out the form and click on Buy Items. And as people buy tickets, those seats will automatically become unavailable on this seating chart, and then they'll be shown in gray. The system will automatically control the inventory for you.